the evening after his crucifixion, Jesus' body is removed from the cross. It is taken to a tomb and wrapped in a simple shroud. The tomb is then sealed with a rock. Two days later, on Sunday morning, Mary visits Jesus' tomb.
Mary Magdalene goes to the tomb because we've just completed the Sabbath, and so she can't go during the entire time of the Sabbath to anoint or do any work with the body according to Jewish custom.
We can see her wanting to try to continue to love him by wanting to care for his body after he's died. She clearly thinks that he's really gone.
Anointing Jesus and lamenting over his death, it's the key part in the grieving process. The stones rolled away. And the body has vanished.
She thinks people have stolen the body, and burial is so important in the ancient world that now he's been deprived of that.
They have taken the Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him.
She looks in again, weeping. As she looks out of the tomb, she sees the person she supposes to be the gardener.
Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away.
Mary.
It's the stunning moment where she hears her name spoken by the one she loves, and immediately she recognizes this is Jesus. My rabbi, my Lord.
When she finds him, I mean, it's hard to imagine how joyful that must have been, especially on the heels of such devastation.
It's this incredibly touching, intimate moment of recognition between these two people, teacher and the student.
Do not hold on to me.
The first thing she wants to do is to hug the person that she followed in love. And so Jesus has to tell her, I'm not ready yet to be clung to. Mary Magdalene is the first one to whom the risen Christ appears. So she is of immense importance to Christianity. For that hour or two, Mary Magdalene was the only one who knew about the resurrection, and so Mary Magdalene was the church.
For all her central role at the time of the resurrection, Mary then disappears from the story of the early church.
One of the great mysteries of early Christianity is what happened to Mary Magdalene, because there she is on the pages of the Gospels in all the key moments at the end of his life, at the tomb and experiencing the resurrection, and then we don't hear any more about her.
It's very difficult to know what happens to Mary Magdalene after the resurrection. She seems to drop out of the story of the early church.
Instead, it is Peter who goes on to become one of the leaders of Jesus' movement.
Peter emerges as a powerful figure in the church. He is the one to whom Jesus entrusted the keys of the kingdom. He will travel around the Roman Empire, much like Paul did. He will wind up in Rome, as tradition has it, as the first bishop of Rome, the first pope.
And look what happens to Mary Magdalene. She's known only as this penitent prostitute, and her story and her importance fades away.
Centuries later, the discovery of another historic text offers a tantalizing explanation for what might have happened to Mary Magdalene after the resurrection. In 1896, a German scholar purchases an ancient book. It languishes in the Egyptian Museum in Berlin until it is finally published in 1955 and revealed to be the Gospel of Mary.